Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Starship Adventures. My name's Ian, and tonight it's the Loggerhead Net. And the Loggerhead Net is going to start here in just a few minutes right here, and so stay with us. Tonight on the Loggerhead Net, we're going to talk about all things amateur radio, and you'll find the Loggerhead Net is a great net for that, for everybody to just sit around and talk about all the new things with the technology. And so that's kind of what we're going to be doing tonight. The net is brought to you by the Sanibel Emergency Management and the Fort Myers Amateur Radio Club, and it's being broadcast here from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. And it originates on Sanibel Island from a tower right behind the Sanibel Island EOC. We're going to start here in about 30 seconds. WA4 WDV is going to be your net controller. This net goes like most amateur radio nets out there. You'll have regular check-ins, and then we'll have 2 rounds, and then at the end, people can stay and talk longer if they want. On your screen, real quick, we've got VHF propagation. We've got the latest SSTV image coming from 14.230, and we've got live coming in from FT8. And right now, we're at a K7 solar storm right now, severe solar storm. And we could have auroras seen down through the middle of the United States tonight. We're watching that. We've got the plane tracker in the lower right and the radar in the upper right, where we're going to be monitoring the whole country for severe weather tonight while the net goes on. And that's a live view of the beach on Sanibel Island right there below the logo. I hope you guys enjoy the net. This is the Loggerhead Net. Starting to wonder if something was wrong.
Visual check-in for the Loggerhead Net. Please call now. Net control. Escape for HKA. By the way, Alex, we didn't get much of that. You need to change your position. Initial check-ins for the Loggerhead Net with a new position. Call now. Much better. This is K4REB.
This is W4EJW.
Roll.
56 Whiskey, 7 Fort Myers.
4 AR, Angela, North Fort Myers.
Okay, I've got Ham, and I've got Rick, and I've got Ed. Yeah, I got Ed. Couldn't read my writing here. Sorry, Ed. And I think I've got, well, I know I got Tim, and then I think I've got Angelo. Is that the list? Anybody else for a initial check-in? Call now.
KO4 EFS, Ian in North Fort Myers.
Okay, no other stations heard. So we'll go ahead and get started. A little bit disappointing on the HF bands this week, up and down, different days, different times of the day, not much going on. Most exciting contacts I had were I worked a blind guy. Yeah, he claims he was blind. He had all these accommodations and what he was doing and blah, blah, blah. But he said he was a black operator, a blind operator, yeah. Maybe he was a blind black operator, I don't know. But anyway, that's experience. Individual that couldn't see, but I guess it's possible. And my best contact of the week was the island of Ibiza. Ibiza. I don't know if you guys know where that is, but that's where all the party goers from of Ibiza. It's over there on the other side of Africa. Yeah, maybe you've heard of it. An island group over there. I was hoping that Ian would be here. I have a question for the group. I want to know.
Yeah, I am here.
Let me take a break. The young fellow up in North Carolina, Elmering, asked a question this week if I knew anything about the 222 megahertz band. I wonder if any of you have ever operated on the 222 megahertz band. If you could tell me, it's a 1.25 meter band. Anybody ever operated there? And I got a couple of other things. So let's go ahead and get started. And Ham, how did the root canal operation work out for you? K4HKA, WA4WDV.
WA4WDV, this is K4HKA. I canceled that, but I want to mention there were two step-ons. One of them was Ian, and there may have been another one. You want to talk to them?
Thank you. Okay, initial check-ins. Let me call KO4EFS first. Are you on frequency, Ian? If you are, say so. Go ahead.
KO4EFS, I'm on frequency.
Okay. Any other stations on the frequency want to be a member of the Loggerhead net this evening? Call now. Well, Ham, I struck out on that. We'll see if they pop up here as we go through the list. So why did you...
I'm here. I don't know why nobody can hear me.
Just, why did you...
Alex, we had Ian come back, and then somebody else. So try it again.
I didn't hear anything from Ian. KO4EFS. KO4EFS. This is WA4WDV on the Loggerhead net. You got all the dials and buttons in the right place? If so, go ahead.
Yes, I've confirmed everything. Everything is correct. This is KO4EFS on the Loggerhead net.
Especially wanted to talk to you, Ian, about that 220 meter megahertz band, not meter, megahertz band, and also I heard somebody on one of my contacts told me they were operating the 6 meter magic band, that it was open and they were enjoying that, and I know you're a fan of the 6 meter band every summer, so I was looking for comments on those two from you. One more shot, KO4EFS, WA4WDV, if you're there, go ahead.
KO4EFS, yeah, we're in a solar storm right now, and I have a complete solar report for you as well. We're at a K7 right now on the solar index, and we're also live on YouTube, so that's what I got.
Okay, well, if that's all you got, that ain't much. Ian, the only thing I heard on there was the last thing you said, live on YouTube. That's all I've got. So if you're back with us, I was looking for your comments on the 222 megahertz band and on the 6 meter magic band, if you've been operating on that. So if you can hear me Rick is standing by. He's next in line. But for now, Ian, let me see if I can get you. Go ahead. Well, I would agree with what I've experienced here. Conditions up and down. I got some real strong signals on 20 meters. Nothing on 15 or 10 the last few days, but 20, some signals were nice and strong and otherwise couldn't hear a soul. So that would check with that. But I need to ask you about that. My guy that I'm Elmering in North Carolina, the young fellow, was asking me if anybody on the net knows anything about 222 megahertz band. That's the 1.25. I don't know how he got interested in that, but he just got his license and he must have been reading something. So, has anybody ever operated on those bands? Let me know. So, Ian, we'll start with you. You ever operated on that band? Go ahead.
Absolutely. Love that band. It's neat because it's got some of the characteristics of 2 meter and some of the characteristics of 70 centimeter, and it's really a neat band. It's fairly clear because not many people use it. The channels are really clean. We have a very nice 220 repeater in Fort Myers that's operated by the FMARC, and it's on top of the old AT&T Long Wires tower that's downtown on top of the phone company building. And it's up several hundred feet, and it is it's a powerhouse. Most Chinese radios now have 220. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 of them that have 220, and I got a base that has 220. I like the band. Currently, the club's linked repeater system is linked in with the 220 system. So if you've got a 220 radio, you can go on there right now and see if it works. But yeah, I love 220. It's a great band. It's becoming much easier to find the equipment now that the Chinese are putting that in all the new radios that are coming out. So there you go, KO4 EFS.
Okay, that time I got you came on there. I got most of that. So, well, thanks for that, Ian, and we'll see if anybody else has had any experience with it. So I'll report that. That will give me something to report to him, although I've never operated on it. Rick, I'm going to try it one more time with you. I'm sorry. But I'm glad you're hearing me, and I'm hearing you. K4RAB, WA4WDV. Go ahead.
This is K4RAB. Yeah, Ian, it sounded like you were not on the repeater there for a while, so I don't know what was happening. Y'all kept doubling. So anyway, I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, the 220 band. I got a 220 radio here. I got one. I was in Atlanta, and of course I brought it down here with me, and I knew there was a 220 repeater down here, so we got a nice 220 here. It's about 200 and almost 300 feet up on that, on the big, what used to be known as the microwave tower downtown at the phone company. So that's one of the tallest objects in downtown Fort Myers, so it gets out like a bandit. Anyway, not much new here. I've been operating. I tried operating HF on Friday, and boy, it was just dead. So I turned the radio off and gave up on it. But maybe I should try it again. But anyway, that's it for me for this round. So I'm going to turn it back to you, K4RAB.
Okay, Rick, very good, 100%. And yeah, I don't know what was going on between me and Ian there. I wasn't copying anything. And then he'd pop on all of a sudden, and that was what was going on, Ian, but I got everything at the end there, so. On we go. I think I got W4EJW. Ed, next. Are you up? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is W4EJW, Ed, in Cape Coral. The 220, actually on the Aries standard frequency list, it's channels 81, 82, 83, 84, but the repeater is 224.520, and I have used it, again, only on a handheld because that seems to be the radios that have access to that band. The other thing I was going to say is Ibiza, a close friend of mine that lives a block and a half from me, is on a cruise right now in the Med, and the ship docked this morning in Ibiza, or Ibiza, however you say it, and he was sending pictures back, and apparently it's a party island. What I was doing this week is working on remote access software, something that I can use when I'm out of state, to get into the local repeaters that I wouldn't have access to, and I was very successful in getting a hold of that remote. It's remotetx.net software, and installing it and actually using it, and I got to say it works very well. And that's all I have for this round. Back to you. This is W4EJW.
W4EJW at WA4 WDV. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've heard and talked to stations that are using that that software you're talking about, and it's always been real clear and worked well for them every time I've talked to somebody on it. And I think that island, that's the island I'm talking about, but I think it's not in the Mediterranean. I haven't looked at a map lately, but just remembering my geography course in high school, it seems like it's on the other side of Africa. It's on the eastern side, whatever body of water is over there. But I'm sure Tim knows, or he's Googling it right now. But I think that's where it is. But yeah, it's a party island. All the Hollywood people and all of them go there, and that's why I figured there was a lot of people from Cape Coral use it. Okay, Tim, W6 Triple Whiskeys, WA4 WDV. Go ahead.
WDV, this is Whiskey 6 Triple Whiskey, eating out the net. Let's see, I don't know about that island, but I do know something. I think I know what's going on with Ian. I think you got the wrong PL tone, or you don't have a PL tone, because I was trying to let you know, but I'm on crossband repeat right now. I'm on an HT, and I was trying to let you know, but you can't transmit while you're receiving on one, so it's stuck on one or the other. So I don't think my message got over to Ian, but Ian, check your PL tone. When you got in, I was trying to push the talk, and it caught it up for you. And then on that one, you caught it. You started talking before the 12th of the repeater closed. So that's how you got in on one of them. Let's see. I don't think I've done much HF. Probably do some. Maybe do some this next weekend. I was a little tied up this weekend, but as I hear, it sounds like the band's. Anyways, I kept busy though yesterday and today. So other than that, just sitting here watching a NASCAR race. Just made some dinner and ate. Other than that, I did see John on. Let's see, I saw John this past Thursday. That was good. AA4JS. Saw him. Good to see him. So that went well. This is Whiskey 6 Triple Whiskey. Back to net.
Whiskey 6 Triple Whiskey, WA4 WDV. Yeah, that sounds like what was going on with me and Ian, so I hope that's all it is. But it was kind of weird. I thought maybe it was a repeater or my end or something. Anyway, give us a report there. I think AA4JS is up in Port Charlotte Hospital, if I'm not mistaken. I think the other John reported that last week. So what all did he tell you, Tim? Go ahead.
John is at the, he's not at the hospital, he's at hospice. He's at the, I don't remember the name of the place. It's off of like Rampart Way or whatever. You can look that up on Google. It's like just a Charlotte County Recovery Center or something like that. excuse me. Yeah, saw him, and so talked to him for a bit. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Anything else, Alex? Back to you.
No, that's even worse. That's even worse than the Port Charlotte Hospital. Oh dear. Well, thanks for going up there and visiting him. I'm sure that was greatly appreciated. I hope you said something about the Loggerhead net somewhere in the conversation. Oh dear. Well, thanks for that, Tim, and telling us what's really going on with him there. Okay, let's try KB4AR. Angelo, WA4WDV, are you there? Go ahead.
WA4WDV, KB4AR. Good evening to that. Well, let's see, not much. FT8 this week every day, and boy, today was a good day. 10 and 12 to 9. 15 there's a little bit. I did better on 17 and 20, but not a lot of contact. I would say the contact of the week for me on FT8 was the North Cook Islands. In fact, that was yesterday on 12 meters. I went to South Cook Islands, and I tried to contact the guy and couldn't do it, and went through his bio, and he said there were 3 active hams only in the Cook Island chain. So a few hours later, one of the operators from the North Cook Islands popped in, and I managed to make his contact. So 1 down, 2 to go. That's a challenge for me. I like making contact with islands, and the more remote, the better. That's a challenge for me. So anyway, I'll go on to the second round, and that's back to that, KB4AR.
All right, KB4AR. What island was that first one before you talked about the Cook Islands? What was that island you were talking about?
Well, they break the chain up into two sectors, the South Cook Islands and the North Cook Islands. It's all the Cook Islands chain zone. There's 147 islands in that chain. They just split it up to North and South.
Wow, a person could get lost in there, couldn't they? On a boat? Wow, that's interesting. Well, congratulations on that. That's a nice contact. Before I call for additional check-ins, I want to give you a report on Mike, KJ4NKL. And I tried to talk him into getting on the net tonight by way of telephone relay. But he was too bashful to do it. He is all packed up and moving out on Tuesday for Point Southwest in Seven Land in Arizona. And he wouldn't come up. He just said, tell everybody on the net that, he's leaving, and he really liked being on the net while he was on it, and it's going to be an experience. He's totally moving to a abandoned gold mine that's up in the northwest part of Arizona, and he bought, I think it was 68 acres for a chump change. He gave a guy a lowball offer that had it for sale, and the guy surprisingly took it. So he's going, and I'll get his address, but he claims that the town, Chloride, I think is the name of it, the post office claims to be the oldest post office in the United States. Yeah, okay, so he's got a 6-gun and a shotgun and anti-snake venom, and he's got the truck ready to go. So we'll keep you posted on what he tells me about his move out there. So that's what's going on with Mike. I'm sorry he wouldn't come up on the air and say that himself. All right, any late check-ins for the Loggerhead net? This is your time. Late check-ins. Call now. Well, no late check-ins apparently. So back up to our leader, K4HKA, the anti-root canal guy, WA4WDV. Go ahead, Ham.
K4 WDB, this is K4HK. Well, what's new with me, I replaced a battery in my mobile system, so that it's actually in a box with the batteries and an antenna on a tripod, so it's independent of my car, runs in 12 volts there. I've been testing my UPS systems, getting ready for the season, and checking the cables and guy wires on my antenna, my HF antenna, and the real fun is pool chemistry. Been working with Pinch a Penny because it's green, and I spent the last day and a half adding about 4 chemicals, and it's not quite there, but that's been my week. Back to net, K4HKA.
The time they were down. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. They got a guy I know up in St. Pete. He lives alone, and he's got a pool that's constantly turning green. And he goes to Pinch a Penny and buys these gallons of chlorine and has to use his walker to transport them out to the pools so he can dump them in there. And I said, why don't you get a pool service? But he won't do it. He keeps buying chlorine and dumping it in there, and he probably needs some other chemicals, but he's not doing that. But anyway, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ham. And if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. But I just wait for the bill every month. But anyway, okay, thanks, Ham, and we'll wait for you to let us know when you get that medical operation. Rick, K4RAB, what else has Rick got for us tonight? Any CW stuff, WA4WDV, go ahead, Rick.
SK4RAB, actually not. Like I said, last CW I did was Friday afternoon with the slow speed test, and the propagation was so miserable that I just turned it off early and went off the air. Speaking of UPSs, I just got my new UPS in back here. I got another one, the battery went out, so I got a new battery and a new UPS, so I've got a couple of them now. So all of the security cameras and the computers and the whole computer network and everything's under UPS. So it's because, like I said, you know what it is. Like Ham was saying there, we know what it's like around here in the summertime. Constant Florida power and glitch. If it isn't one thing, it's another with the power going off and back on. So we have that solved now. So it just doesn't deal with hurricanes because that's too long. But other than that, I haven't been doing a whole lot. But anyway. We talked about on Cape Coral Gap, and we're talking about getting on 6 meters, 52525. I need to build up an antenna for it. I've got a beam, but that's for the lower part of the band, the sideband part of the band. So I could build a little, I guess I could build a J-pole or a dipole or something for 6 and try it out. But anyway, I guess that'll be the next project. So anyway, back to you. Sorry to hear John's not doing any better. That's not good if he's in hospice. This is K4RAB.
Yeah. K4RAB, WA4WDV. Yeah, exactly. Rick, that's what I was alluding to. Yeah, you go to hospice and, oh well, we'll see. All right, Ian, KO4EFS. Let's see how you're sounding over there now. WA4WDV. Go ahead, Ian.
KO4 EFS. Yeah, I'm using my my ICOM, the radio I always use for the net here, the V6 V1000, and I am on frequency and on PL. So I don't know what's going on. I'm on my I'm at 40 feet on my GP9, and I'm receiving the tower full quieting. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with my little radio here because it's an old used radio and I really like it. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Again, we're in solar storm right now. K7, highest K reading I've seen in years. The geomagnetic field is reported in severe storm, and the solar flux is 150 and rising. So propagation could be really good or really bad. Now, 20 was a mess earlier, but I'm looking at it on FT8 right now, and 20 is wide open right now, it looks like. So we're going to see some very strange propagation tonight. Also, I was looking, the Aurora Oval is down. Anybody that is in the northern tier, north of about, I don't know, let's say Virginia, could probably see auroras as soon as it gets dark. They're coming down through the middle of the country right now from this current solar storm. And other than that, I've got one more feature that I just put up on YouTube that I'm going to keep up and keep going 24 hours a day for a while. It is the FT8 Tracker. It's a whole new channel that I put up. It's the same channel, but it's a new stream. I'm still streaming the Slow Scan TV and the 7.2, but on this one here, you can actually go in and see who's talking on 20 meters and on 40 meters. And you can see the waterfall, you can see the fast waterfall, you can also see the list of all the stations coming in, and you can see the propagation. So it's really cool, your propagation reports from all over the country. So it's a quick check of 2 bands, and that's on another stream on Starship Adventures, along with this stream and the SSTV stream are all going out right now, 3 at a time. And that's what I've got. That's what I added. I added the last 2 screens to my studio, and it is now my studio in the round is completed, and we're going through the final painting and everything now. So can't wait to publish video of the completed studio here. It's really great. Other than that, that's what I have. It's good to hear everybody. I'm so sorry to hear about John. Hoping for good news. KO4EFS.
All right, KO4EFS, WA4WDV. Yeah, okay, thanks for that on the new FT8 program, and I'm going to be listening on the on 20 meters for the rest of the night. I want to hear some of this, because it's been going up and down. Like I said, some signals really strong and then nothing anywhere else. Just seems like it was real strong and nothing else. So I want to tune in the rest of the evening here and see what's going on in the band with that storm you're talking about. And then next week, I'd like to get a report from you on that project. You're going to do a video on too many submenus, too many buttons on the radios. Yeah. So next week, let us know about that if you would. And what's happening on this tonight? It seems like if I go on and ask for you and I wait long enough and hold the frequency, that you're able to piggyback onto my transmission. So that seems to be the way it works. If I call you and then break, then I never hear from you. But if I stay on there long enough and stop talking, stop transmitting, then you're on there piggybacking on my signal. So that seems to be the way. Yeah, whatever. So maybe that's what Tim is talking about. W4 with the offset. W4 EJW, WA4WDV. Go ahead, Ed.
The weather, date. W4WDV, this is W4EJW. Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that Ibiza. It is off the coast of Spain, and it considers itself in the Mediterranean Sea. So I think the cruise that they went on started in Spain and then went through, the coast of France and then Italy and then back again, and now I guess it's going to end there back off the coast of Spain. But anyway, the last thing I want to say is the remote access software that I plan on using, actually starting next week because I'll be out of state, only really is for about less than a dozen radios. And I was just fortunate it does work on a 7100, and that's what I'm going to leave here in my shack. And they suggest remoting the Raspberry Pi so you can turn it on and off. The software also turns your radio on and off, but the power supply has to be on, so I also put a smart plug on the power supply so I can shut everything down when I'm not here. But that's about it for me, and it's always a pleasure listening to this net and learning also from others. This is W4EJW, and I give it back to you, Alex, WA4WDV.
Okay, Ed, one quick question real fast. Where are you going, and for how long are you going to be gone operating this remote? Go ahead.
Going up to New Jersey, have family up there, and not sure, maybe 2 or 3 months. Back to you.
Oh, you know, you're putting yourself in the category of a snowbird when you say 2 to 3 months. Well, we're going to miss having you on here, Ed. Maybe we'll hear you on the band and HF band, and we'll answer you on the ground wave. Well, that's pretty neat that you got that all hooked up. Like I said, I've talked to several people using that equipment, and it does work well. All right, Tim, swinging the beam back over to W6 WWW. Go ahead, Tim.
Just the last comment.
Okay, hold on, Tim. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I hope to be on this net using the remote software. That was the purpose, to be able to get into the repeaters that are not connected to the internet. So I hope to be, back on this net next week. And back to you.
Oh, I misunderstood all that. Great. Okay. That's going to be interesting to talk about and see what your results are. Very good, Ed. We'll look forward to that. WA4WDV. Okay, so over to Tim. How about that, Tim? W6 Whiskey WA4WDV. Go ahead.
What a T6 triple whiskey. Very cool. There's a remote operation. That'd be cool to get from this net from New Jersey up there. Let's see. Yeah, Ian, it seems to be the squelch issue. Seems like your radio is not transmitting the PL tone. So I don't know if it's the settings or it's there's something wrong with the radio. Hopefully not that. Hopefully it's something in the settings, some weird setting or something. Which I don't know why a lot of companies like to have settings that are difficult to figure out. But anyways, other than that, I really don't think I have much else to report. I think I've pretty much covered all the bases, unless Alex has any additional questions. This is Whiskey 6 Triple Whiskey. Back to net.
6 Whiskey WA4WDV. No, nothing else for you tonight, Tim. We'll see how we get info from KJ4NKL for next week, and you might be interested in that. Give you a snake report or something. All right. So we'll look for you next week, Tim. So I'm going to go to the, as they call it, the anchor guy, or in the Air Force, the tail gunner. KB4AR, WA4WDV. Angelo, you're up. Go ahead.
This is KB4. WA4WDV, KB4AR. Back here. Well, I don't really have much to add. I'll be trying to swung out more contacts at FT8 during the week. 20 meters seem to be working, but I didn't make a lot of long contacts. It was all pretty much U.S. contacts. Didn't hear a lot of DX at all on there, but we'll get through it. I'm still amazed that I did as well as I did, considering the conditions. Anyway, I'll send it back to Alex. I'm sorry to hear about John, too. And I hope everybody has a good week. It's Katie for you.
Greg? 4AR, WA4WDV. Yeah, there's not much we can look forward to on that one, I think, with AA4JS, Angelo. Okay, let me check one last time, see if there's any super late check-ins for the Loggerhead net this week. Anybody fit that category? Call now.
K4HKA with a break.
K4HKA, you're up. Go ahead.
Pursuant to Tim's comment about Ian's problem of keying up, when you called for him the last time, and we didn't hear him, I hit PTT and bang, he came back in. So Tim's probably right about maybe a PL problem, but what I did worked.
Okay, yeah, I think it's something like that. And I can't remember. I was sitting here back in my brain because we've had that happen before on the net here, and I can't remember what it was, but have it working perfect for us next week. Not that I'm criticizing you, Ian. Just really thankful that we have you on here. So, yeah, that was all the symptoms we're giving you here, but the one I have is, you know, it seems like you piggyback onto my signals. And like I say, we've had that before, and it's worked out. It was corrected, but I don't remember what the fix was. So I'm going to see if there's anybody else that wants to use the frequency. Otherwise, we'll see you next Sunday night for the Loggerhead net. Been interesting, a different kind of a net tonight. So with that, WA4WDV closing the Loggerhead net unless somebody's got something else. 73, guys.
KO4 EFS, quick recheck.